The palace gardens of Zirtheon stretched across 3 kilometers of crystalline pathways, each stone humming with the residual energy of a civilization that had ruled the Andromeda sector for 10,000 years. Neo had been warned not to touch anything. Violet had told him 17 times during their approach in the salvage ship. Don't touch. Don't drink. Don't even breathe too hard, she'd said, her violet eyes the reason for her name, scanning the alien architecture with professional wariness. Neo had nodded. He always nodded. And he always ignored her advice. The fountain stood at the garden's heart, a spiral of liquid silver that defied gravity, twisting upward into patterns that hurt to observe directly. The Zirtheon had been gone for 3 centuries. Their empire collapsed into dust and legend. But their fountain still flowed. It's just water, Neo said, cupping his hands beneath the stream. We don't know that, Violet snapped, but she was too far away, cataloging what appeared to be a royal treasury. Neo, step away from. He drank. The liquid was cold, then hot, then neither. It tasted like starlight might taste if starlight had flavor, ancient and impossibly pure. Neo felt it slide down his throat, and for a moment nothing happened. Then the voice came. You have no idea what you just became. It wasn't spoken aloud. The words formed directly in his consciousness, each syllable carved from something older than language itself. Neo stumbled backward, his hands flying to his throat. Neo? Violet's voice carried across the garden, sharp with concern. He tried to respond, but his vocal cords wouldn't cooperate. Images flooded his mind, not memories, but knowledge. The Zirtheon hadn't been conquered. They hadn't died out. They had transcended, uploading their consciousness into a billion microscopic machines suspended in the fountain's water. Nanites programmed with a single purpose, to find a worthy host. The selection criteria were simple. Only a being foolish enough to drink from an unknown alien fountain, yet brave enough to explore a dead empire's ruins, possessed the particular combination of curiosity and recklessness the Zirtheon valued above all else. Humanity's defining traits. Neo, talk to me. Violet was running now, her boots clanging against crystal pathways. He felt his DNA rewriting itself, each base pair examined and optimized. The nanites worked with surgical precision, enhancing neural pathways, reinforcing bone structure, expanding lung capacity. But they did more than improve, they added. New organs grew in spaces his body had never needed before. A secondary heart budded near his primary one. His eyes began processing wavelengths invisible to humans. The Zirtheon chose extinction because we had no worthy successors, the voice continued. We searched 1,000 worlds, 1,000,000 species. All were found wanting, too peaceful, too aggressive, too rigid, too chaotic. But humans are perfectly, magnificently flawed. Violet reached him as he collapsed. She caught him, her slight frame surprising him with its strength. Something he'd always appreciated about her. What did you do? She whispered, and he could see the fear in those unusual eyes. Neo managed to croak out 2 words. Became more. The transformation accelerated. Information poured into his consciousness. The secrets of faster-than-light travel without the need for fuel, the formulae for matter replication, the coordinates of habitable worlds seeded throughout galaxies humanity had never reached. Zirtheon history, culture, art, and science, 10 millennia of advancement, compressed into his expanding mind. But with knowledge came responsibility. You will be the bridge, the voice said. The Zirtheon will live again through humanity, not as conquerors but as guides. You are the first. Show them what they can become. Neo's back arched as the final changes took hold. His screams echoed across the dead garden, and Violet held him through it all, refusing to let go even when his body temperature spiked to levels that should have been fatal. Then, as suddenly as it began, it stopped. Neo opened his eyes, now capable of seeing in 17 different spectrums, and looked at Violet. She stared back, her expression caught between horror and wonder. Your eyes, she whispered. They're glowing. He could feel the power thrumming through him, the weight of an empire's legacy settling onto his shoulders. The nanites had completed their work. He was no longer simply human, but he wasn't Zirtheon either. He was something new, a synthesis of 2 species' strengths. Neo stood, his movements fluid in ways that defied his previously awkward coordination. He could feel the palace around him, its systems responding to his presence. The gardens brightened. Dormant defense systems came online, recognizing him as their inheritor. "We need to leave," Violet said, her tactical mind already calculating threats. "If those defense systems, they won't hurt us," Neo interrupted. His voice resonated with harmonics that hadn't existed before. "They're mine now. All of this is." He gestured at the palace, the gardens, the ancient technology sleeping beneath their feet. The Zirtheon left it for whoever was brave enough or stupid enough to claim it. Violet's hand moved to her sidearm instinctively. "And what exactly are you claiming?" Neo smiled, and for a moment Violet saw not the scruffy salvager she'd crewed with for 3 years, but something vast and terrifying and wonderful. "Humanity's future," he said. "The Zirtheon spent 10,000 years searching for a species with our particular brand of insanity. They wanted successors who would explore the impossible, who would drink from strange fountains just to see what happens. They wanted humans, Violet. They just didn't know it yet." He extended his hand, and the fountain's silver liquid coalesced around his fingers, forming shapes and patterns in response to his thoughts. "So yes, I have no idea what I just became, but I'm going to find out. And when I do, I'm going to share it with everyone back home. The Zirtheon Empire is dead." His glowing eyes met hers. "Long live humanity's turn." Violet stared at his outstretched hand for a long moment. Then, despite every survival instinct screaming at her to run, she took it, because that's what humans did. They reached for the unknown, even when it terrified them, especially when it terrified them.